So here we are. Welcome to another episode or segment of Epic Women Uniting. We have had a great time offline. So now let's see how well we do now. We're all out in front of everybody. I am joined this evening with some amazing co-hosts, a couple of new people that are with us this evening. So now you all get called the newbies. So I'm glad Leslie's excited about you all joining us this evening. So, as the description of this segment notes, your message matters. And the fact that there are so many people that are stepping up in the world to share their message, to empower others, to be able to help others understand what's happening in their lives and that they're not alone. And so that's why we have the luxury this evening of having, or me having the luxury this evening of having three great co-hosts with me. Leslie Norman Harris, how are you doing this evening?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Hello, ladies. Looks like we're having a slight delay, host.
Hey, technology.
I gotta love it.
Shelley Mercer, I am so excited to have you back with us again. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much for having me on.
So thrilled you're able to join us again. And then we have another new team member joining us, Lisa Furlong. How are you?
I'm well. I'm doing great. I really appreciate you having me here. This is great. Thank you.
Well, it made our day that your schedule was clear to be able to join us.
Thank you.
So, ladies, your message matters. And so, I know typically we have question and answers and so on and so on, but tonight we're just doing a straight panel and just kind of going around to each person. And if you were part of the segment we had with your message, I love the catchy titles. You have a few moments to also cover your message, your story, and then also share with everyone why you feel it matters. So, Leslie, you want to start us off?
Sure. So, my story, for those that have heard it, and for those that have not, I am a lawyer. I am a full-time mom. I have a full-time job. I'm a wife, mother of three daughters, and entrepreneurship has always been a focal point for me personally. Trying to find the time to incorporate everything into my everyday life was somewhat difficult in the beginning, but I realized early on that having multiple streams of income is a necessity. And after the pandemic hit, it is definitely needed. The travel business caught my attention immediately because I love to travel along with my family. And given the opportunity to travel and help people with their travel dreams was a no-brainer for me. So I think that by joining this amazing opportunity to assist people with their travel dreams and to show people the world during my travel adventures and help people understand that you can travel and help others and have another stream of residual income was a no-brainer. So my story is very simple. Work hard, play harder. And that is what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to relay that message to everyone that wants to hear it and is willing to accept my assistance in helping them.
And it's great that you shared that, Leslie, mainly because of the fact that there are so many people who are, one, trying to figure out how to juggle it all. Mm-hmm. And what I love about this particular business is that you set your own schedule. Yes. And although that's the same scenario with most businesses, this takes it to another level. This particular business takes it to another level because of the fact that and I will tell everyone, for me, it's always been a matter of my personal freedom is priceless. Mm-hmm. I think I was talking about work-life balance long before it really became a catchphrase at any particular business. And so to be able to do, like you're saying, you're an attorney. And so that alone just is clearly long hours. So for any average professional, it's those long hours wondering how can you build in the extra time for your business. But the fact that you have so much flexibility with this opportunity, it all works. It just all flows.
Yes, it does. And that's the one positive part about this, Michelle, is being able to work as well as have this business. And for me, the business is not just a business, it's a fun hobby as well. So I'm incorporating something that I love to do into a business.
And that's the thing, it's your passion. And Lisa and I were talking about this a little bit earlier when we connected. And the first thing I was saying, like, oh my gosh, it's so busy, but I love it.
Yeah.
Because it's busy because it's a business for me. It's my business. But at the same point, it's busy with fun work. It's things that you are excited about. It's learning about the world. It's learning about deals that are available through travel and so on. So it's just, I mean, it's one of those things where that message matters because there are still so many people who are trying to find that answer. And what we're always saying, it's here, come get it. We're willing to help you. So come talk with us. So we actually have a listener who's watching, Nancy Ramos. It's wonderful that you shared your stories. I love to see women succeed. And that's what we love about the Epic Women Uniting. It's about successful women, us, pouring back into everyone else, paying it forward, just like our coaches and mentors have done with us. So, Shelley, I know you have a really interesting story as well.
I do. I'm a mom. I'm actually I'm 58 years old. I have two sons. One is 31. My oldest, my youngest is 26. And I worked for Verizon Communications for 23 years as an outside technician. So I had a very physical job. Loved it though. Loved my job. As it got down to the end, though, the body was saying, "Oh no, no, no! I think it's time to retire." So, but prior to retiring, I went back to school. I wanted to have something that I could do after I retired, and I did not want to go out and work for anybody else. I wanted to be able to work for myself. And so I went to school and I went to culinary school and I got my bacon and pastry arts degree. And I graduated from Johnson and Wales and I'm a pastry chef. So I have an online bakery that I've been running since 2015.
Wow.
And so that was my retirement plan, was to retire and do what I was passionate about, which was baking. And I am doing that. It's not that I'm not doing it. I am doing it. But this business was presented to me about 5 months before I retired. And it kind of just fell in my lap. It wasn't something I was looking for. I was going through a lot. I was very busy. I was working the full-time job and then coming home and doing my bakery part-time. And I was also going through a divorce. So I had a lot that was going on at the time that this business was presented to me. But like Leslie said, it made sense. I was traveling. I had just came off of a 27-person family reunion that I helped put together with another cousin from the West Coast. So it was a West Coast, East Coast family reunion. 27 of us cruised. We did everything. And I thought about it and I said, how much commission could I have made off of that cruise had I known about this business earlier? And so it just made sense. I said, that's never going to happen again. I'm not going to allow that to happen again. This business made sense. And this business is built for individuals just like me at that time. Busy, 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 busy. This business is built for individuals that are busy because it's easy to maneuver. Everything is there. The support is there. And because of the support, I've been able to do very well in this business because of all the support and the leadership that's here. So definitely don't think that, oh, I'm busy, busy. I don't have time to, have my own business. Yes, you do.
And you're right, and I think I'm not sure if we actually mentioned this earlier, but we have seen or have been told that it's 90% of the people in this business are working the business part time and still making an outstanding income from all that. And a good number of them were able to either retire or fire their company,
Exactly.
so they can go work for themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Lisa.
Yeah.
I love your story. So I know that you have quite a bit that you need to share me, because this is what I love about being able to do a panel such as this, because everyone comes from, although we may have some similar parts of our stories, we also have some very different parts of it as well. And just so you all know, we are live on Facebook, my personal page, as well as Facebook, Epic Women Uniting, LinkedIn, and YouTube, the Epic Women Uniting YouTube. So we're getting comments in from people from all different platforms. So I'm really excited about it. Okay, so Lisa, please feel free to share your message and how it matters to others.
But, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to what everyone else is saying, and I'm realizing that my story is actually kind of a little bit of bits and pieces of everyone else's too, and it's, I think, especially a relatable story now with what's going on in the world and whatnot. So I've been in the legal field myself. I've worked the last 20 plus years in big law, doing human resources and staff management. And I have loved my career. I truly did. I loved so much about what I was doing, but it was an exceptionally demanding career. And, no matter how good your intentions are in a career like that, working such long hours, and it's very stressful, and, there just is no real such thing as work-life balance. No matter how hard you try, you really do end up missing out on a lot. And my husband and I truly did. And I don't think I realized how much I was missing out on until this past year, when the pandemic hit, and, I've been home now for a little over a year, and I was given this opportunity really to be able to just kind of sit back and decompress a lot, and really just try and figure out what it is that I wanted to do going forward. Did I want to go back to that environment, or did I want to try something else? And when the job market didn't free up and start moving forward as soon as I thought it would or had hoped it would, I found myself in a situation where I actually really felt like I needed to get creative. I needed to think outside the box just a little bit, and what else can I do to be able to provide for my family? And so I started to think about, well, if I didn't go into HR, and if I hadn't done that with my career, what would I have done? Right? What were my passions? And what I love so much about this opportunity is it helped me really match up what all of my passions are, and I'm able to kind of follow all of them all at one time now. And I started to sort of elevate a hobby that I had for a long time, which was nature photography. And my other two major passions were always travel and event planning. And with this business, you really kind of are it's all kind of combined, you're all kind of doing a lot of the same things in those areas. And, I've been so fortunate to have this opportunity and to be able to follow my dreams with this. And for the first time in my life, I could actually say I'm having fun. Even though I'm working really, really hard, I'm actually having fun doing all of this. And, like I said, I loved my job and my career, but I can't say that I could ever describe it as fun. This is actually fun. And I absolutely love it. And more than anything, I really love this specific opportunity that we've all been able to take advantage of, because I'm positioned myself to be able to help others as well, who have also been affected negatively by this environment that we're currently living in. And I know that there are people out there who have had it much worse than I did, and to be able to help them, and to be able to help them support their families or put their retirement back together, or whatever that situation is, was very, very important to me. And I've been able to really just check all my boxes all at one time. It's been pretty great.
We love when we check boxes. Okay?
Right?
And those are some excellent points, Lisa. And I think that's the same thing that we talk about the pandemic and all the various scenarios that have happened over the last 10 years or more. I would say almost 12 years ago now, because I think it's really started to resonate with me that there need to be some other options when the economy tanked back in 2007, 2008.
Right.
And, at that particular point, my job was safe, for what we know was safe,
Right.
Because I was in management.
Right.
But, it really started getting those wheels turning about what if I was in that scenario? Because, fortunately, but unfortunately, with my job being safe, I was also responsible for, and I know, Lisa, you may have been in the same type of role because you were part of management, responsible for determining who was going to get laid off.
Yep.
And that's, with anybody who has a heart, it's like that is...
It tears you apart.
Oh my, it tears at your heart, because, you've gotten to know your staff, you've all become one huge family. And now to determine who is going to be part of that first round of layoffs, that's hard enough. and you're begging and praying that there's not going to be a second round. But when there's a second round, then a third round, and you're watching how this is impacting people's livelihoods, that it does make you start thinking as well, not only out of care for them, but just wondering, what if this was me? Right. And then you fast forward several years when still companies are trying to get past that period of the economy taking. And the company I was with, actually a global law firm, went under.
Right.
With little to no notice. I think I've shared this story before. We got an email 10:30 at night that we had to come in the following day to clear out our offices or to clear out, delete, get all of our stuff to go. Yeah. And so people who didn't know that, who didn't have the devices to get that email, didn't know until they got to the office the next day.
Right.
So from 2007 to 2011, it finally did impact me. And, I didn't realize at the time that was setting me on the path to entrepreneurship, but I was still holding on to those reins of, you got to have a 9 to 5. You got to have what's considered that secure job.
I think we're just so conditioned to think that way. And, if anything else, we've all, I think, learned that there really is no such thing as that security. It really doesn't matter what kind of role you have, how high up in the hierarchy you go. There really is no such thing as security, because it's all based on so many outside factors that, what if you have the highest ranking position of all, but then the whole company crumbles, then everything is gone. So, I just being the control freak that I am, I love the idea that my destiny is in my control now.
And you hit it around the head. And then Leslie and Shelley, I definitely want to have you all chime in, because, looking at that scenario, that was the private industry. But you weren't, you're not safe in government either, because government has had furloughs over the years and the government shutdown and things, and to that effect. Yeah. And, and when I look at, but the positions and things that my sons hold, and then I had to worry about, okay, wait a minute, what's going to happen with them with these government shutdowns? Yeah. And, even though that they may have been considered, or anyone considered essential personnel, you still have to work and just wonder when you're going to get paid again.
That's right.
And, fast forward to the pandemic.
and another element that everyone has to remember, there's always that element of fear, because you get into a situation, you have opportunities presented to you. But as Lisa said, we're so conditioned to think a certain way that when fear comes into play, there's that hesitancy. And it takes a lot to step out of your comfort zone and step out on faith and just go for it. And that's entrepreneurship. You're taking it a chance on an opportunity.
Yeah.
And some people are ready to do it and others are not. It is a decision, but it is a smart decision to just do it.
Right.
You will reap so many rewards when you just do it, but it's just taking that initial step. And once you take the initial step, you're like, wow, why didn't I do this a long time ago?
Right.
And so, Shelley, I know you have something to add to that, because I know I definitely want to chime in, but I know you have something to add as well, Shelley.
No, Leslie is right, and sometimes you're forced into it. I was forced into my first entrepreneur venture. I was an Avon lady. And so, after working for my company, like I said, your company, you think that you're secure and, nothing's going to happen. And, after having my first son, when I went back to work, they told me that they could not bring me back full time because we were going through a recession. And so here it is. I just had a new baby. Literally, that's a new bill, diapers, formula, all of that. And here it is. I only have a part-time job. And so I ended up, working for Bradley's. I don't remember if you guys remember Bradley's.
Yeah.
I worked for Bradley's part-time, and, because I needed the extra money, and I decided to become an Avon lady just to make more extra money. So that was how I actually got into entrepreneur. And I fell in love with it right away, because I was kind of my own boss. I could, I remember when the UPS driver used to pull up to the house with my box, all my supplies, all my orders. I used to be so excited that he was here. I could put everything together. And, and that excitement, that was something that stayed with me, because, even after Avon, I did Tupperware. Creative Memories, Herbalife. But I'm going to say that, with all of those ventures, they were great, but they weren't something I was passionate about. It was more about something that I needed to do, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, the thing that I learned, especially with my baking business, is that I'm passionate about it. Whatever you're passionate about, you can't fail in, because
Yes.
Mhm.
that passion is there. It drives you to be successful. You're going to do whatever you need to do to be successful because that passion is driving you to be successful. It's something that you love to do.
Right.
And,
Mhm.
this business is just like that. I mean, I wake up every morning just like
Yeah.
excited about what this day is going to bring. If I'm going to have any bookings today, how I can help, my team. It's just, where can I go next?
Yep.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
That's one of my next things. My friends are always saying, Shelly, where are you going now? Where are you going now? And because I love to travel, and this business allows me to travel the way that I'm traveling, but at the same time, those the streams of income, when I get those emails saying, hey, you just got paid, those make me smile all the time. And
Yeah.
so, you're in control of your destiny. Just like Lisa said, you're in control. It feels
Mhm.
good when you're in control of where you're going to be going to. Nobody can fire you from your own
Yeah.
business,
Right.
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 so it's up to you, how far you go. And so, yeah, it's, entrepreneurship is amazing. It's amazing. Don't, like Leslie said, a lot of people are scared. No, take the chance. I mean, the only thing that's going to happen if it doesn't work is not because of the what you're into, is because you're not doing what you need to do to make it successful. Simple as
Right.
Mhm.
that. You're the key. You're the
Mhm.
And
Right.
and it's great that you're sharing that, because that was one thing when Leslie was saying just do it. This is a turnkey opportunity.
key.
So, yes, entrepreneurship can be intimidating, but when you have a turnkey scenario that you literally, as you enroll, you have all the tools right at your fingertips, and then you're surrounded by mentors and coaches and leaders who want to help you be successful. So
Right.
you have to really, like you were saying, Shelly, you really have to try to fail at this particular opportunity, because all the keys are right there.
All the tools are there. I mean, I started my bakery by myself. I work my bakery by myself. This business has really opened my eyes to the fact that, having, a team, having, individuals that with the same mindset that are there trying, working their business and are being successful, and we're all trying to be successful together by helping each other. I didn't have that with my bakery. I still don't have that with my bakery. So I'm very, very passionate about my bakery, but I say to myself all the time, well, what if I actually had taken that little step out and, brought some, partnered with some individuals? How far would my bakery be right now? I may have a couple of franchises. And
Right.
so having a team is amazing. And this business allows you to have that team. And we're like one big family. It's just totally different than being by yourself.
Yeah.
And
Very
it's funny
true.
because, and this is part of what you're saying, Shelley, but Leslie hit it around the head, because I remember not too long after I started, it was several people or several friends that I was having lunch with, and we were all talking about entrepreneurship. Several had already started a business. I had started my travel business. So we we're all coming together, networking and so on. And it was just really interesting that all of us had the exact same tone, that if we thought it was going to be that easy to be an entrepreneur, we would have done this years ago. But
Yeah.
we let things stand in our way, and we didn't take that leap of faith.
Mhm.
So now it's like, darn it, that's all you had to do.
Well, it's funny, Michelle, because when I first became a mom, my husband and I had discussed it, and one of us would be home during the day with the children, and I stepped away from my legal career and became a stay-at-home mom. So staying at home, my husband's like, you need something to do because you're just not the type of person to just sit at home and not do anything. So I started a consulting business. So that was great. And I also started teaching at night. So I was like, wow, okay, this is great. Do something. But once the children became older, I stepped away from that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And stepping back into entrepreneurship again, particularly in travel and meeting new people and this great family that I'm involved in now, it's triggered the ignition for other opportunities to come my way. So, it's great that you can help so many people with this business, but you also have the opportunity to meet new people, share this opportunity with others, and say, hey, you know what? Like Shelly said, she does baking, but this has triggered the consulting side also. So it's a win-win. Entrepreneurship is definitely the way to go. And with this opportunity, you can't lose. The support is just amazing. So I'm sold.
And I'm glad you brought up the whole point, because I know Shirley mentioned this as well, as being a mom, because that was one thing that resonated with me. Now, mind you, my sons are adults now, and this company wasn't around when they were younger, but that was one thing that I was pretty much feeding for when they were younger, finding something like this that I could have left my job to be able to be home with them more, to be able to still sustain the income that I wanted us to have. And so this is one reason why it's extremely important to me to get this message out, to let people know the messaging matters, because now to be able to help so many other moms, or it could be a single woman, single male, or whatever, married couples. I mean, the thing is, this speaks to everybody. But what's personal to me is now being able to help other moms who still have young children or teenagers to realize that they can take this on. Like we're all saying, it's a lot of fun. It doesn't feel like work sometimes, even though you can be busy. But now to have that real life work-life balance, to be home with the family more, to have the flexibility of working this business, to connect with wonderful people like us. But got to throw a little plug in there. But to also be able to open the doors to more travel and more educational experiences for your family, as well as developing that niche as far as what you want to become an expert in, to be able to expand your business further. So Lisa, let me throw a question out there to you. Part of what you were saying and tying it in, that you also have the photography business, but that totally ties into what you're doing with the travel business. So I see you've been connecting the dots lately. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Sure. So, in the very beginning, that was actually my intention, to be able to kind of marry the two. And so what I've been doing a lot ahead of joining and starting the business with the travel is I was trying to, really focus on establishing my brand essentially as the photographer. And now I'm doing a lot with like my social media, and I'm making sure that, one is connected to the other. So for instance, this past weekend, I spent the weekend at knocking off one of my big bucket list items. I went to the Biltmore in North Carolina, and I have just, for a decade at least, I have been dying to go there, and it was worth every moment. It was amazing. But I mean, I think I must have taken probably 3,500 pictures while I was there. So now, I'm going through all of them, and I can't wait to be able to put them out there. I did a video while I was out there too, to just let everybody know that I was there and all the amazing nature that we were seeing and the different things that we were doing. And then I'll be posting the photos from them, and to be able to tie them into the places that I've been and the things that I've seen. And, my mission with the photography side of things has really been to encourage people to understand and know that there's so much beauty out there, just, right in your own backyard. And the more they see it, the more they love it, the more they're going to go out of their way to protect it. And now that we're, seeing things open back up, and people, really want to get out there and they want to see the world. I mean, what better way to get them out there to see all of this beauty that's all around them, whether it's literally right outside their door, or just 30-minute drive away, or maybe it's a 2-hour drive away, or maybe it's an airline flight away, but there's just so much out there. And so trying to kind of tie all of that in together and just show people what kind of a little bit of what are you missing, and what is stopping you from going out there and doing it and seeing it all firsthand instead of just through me.
Absolutely.
And you have to look at, when you're a travel business owner, that you get to travel with travel agent rates.
Right.
That is a huge plus as well. That to me, just
that's a game changer right there.
Game changer, right?
Definitely doesn't hurt. Yeah, it helps. And it definitely helps to be able to kind of also do the variety of different things too. I've spent the last year really focusing a lot, because of course wanting to do the right thing and wanting to be safe, but I've focused a lot still on the travel, but staying close to home, not really, venturing as far. But now that things are opening up, I'm going a little further and a little further, and my bucket list is growing because now there's so many more places I want to go. Now that I checked one off, I got to add at least 2 or 3 more, right? So it's just how it works. So yeah, so trying to do all of that and working that in with the other business is just it's been very therapeutic for me. And I am hearing a lot of really great feedback from other people on how it's been therapeutic for them and how they can do some of the same thing with their hobbies and traveling with those hobbies, and which of course, ties into a lot of what I want to do with my travels, to be able to offer group trips for affinity groups. And one of them would be for photographers, for instance, or earlier, offline, we were talking about different things that we all like to do. And my husband and I do a lot of diving. And so there's another group of divers that I'm sure would love to go down to the Caymans, for instance, in different places that are famous for their dive sites. So those are the kinds of things that I'm working into to the business along with my hobbies.
And you hit it around the head. And before we go too much further, I just want to remind people, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. Definitely feel free to share this, because the whole point, especially with a segment such as this, is to get this messaging out in the world. So help us out. Help us get this out there, because this is all going to resonate with someone. And therefore, anyone that we can help, we want to be able to offer that assistance. Absolutely. And you're only seeing a small part of what this company offers, because it's only 4 of us here, but there's 60,000+ of us. Yeah. And we've become family. I mean, Lisa and I have known each other for a good while, but Leslie, you and I met not even 3-4 months ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
We connected. Same thing with Shelley. It's going on just about a little over a year and a half. But we've known each other forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and Lisa, I'm glad you mentioned the affinity groups. I would love to have all you all chime in with that, because those are things I'm looking at. When I first started my business, the first thing I got hit with was from a lot of friends was, are you going to do singles trips? Are you going to be planning those type of things? So for me, I'm focusing on those particular areas, but at the same point, I have plenty of couples who are asking about couples retreats and other things that come along with all of that. So my focus is definitely group travel as well, for obvious reasons, because of the fact that I didn't realize there were so many people who just want to be able to travel with a group that they feel comfortable with and be able to get their plan from year to year. So Shelley, Leslie, feel free to chime in on that too.
When you said infinity groups, I was just sent an email message today asking if I would be interested in looking into planning a trip for moms, a mom's getaway. And they want to include a spa. They want a spa getaway, but they also want to do some touring. So I was like, wow, okay. And it's a nice size group that's really interested in doing it. So I'm excited and looking into what I could possibly plan for them. And it'll be at least, 5 days, 4 nights. They're not looking for a week, but just a short getaway for them to rejuvenate and share some stories with other moms and just let their hair down and have a great time. So that's really exciting.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I've heard the same I was contacted about the same with the mom-daughters trips. And then within the last week, sororities reaching out because they have annual events they want to be able to do. So there's so much that comes with it. I think, Shelley, you just came back from a trip with your sorority. Was that
No, the pictures that I posted on Facebook, those were my line sisters. And so we were celebrating our 35th year.
Wow.
Our anniversary just went by. That's why I posted those pictures again. Our anniversary was April 18th.
Nice.
1984 is the year that we pledged and we went over. And so, yes, we're just talking about it just the other day because we do have a chat, and we're talking about planning another trip together because we don't get to see each other that often. And we had such a great time. We came to DC, so we were right there.
Nice.
Oh, I know you were not here this weekend.
No. 2
Oh, I was going to say, no, there's no way you were in my area and didn't tell me.
No, that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
But
Okay,
yeah, but you're right. Those type of trips are very much very appealing to a lot of individuals. I mean, they even have those theme trips that they have.
Yes.
Like I'm a Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I love Game of Thrones. Trying to go to where they film Game of Thrones. I would love to see that. So there are lots of themes that are out there too that people would love to see where their favorite show was actually taped, or so that they can see all of the structure and everything. That's huge. And so there's just so many things that you can do with this business. Like Lisa was saying, I have a business partner. She's really into food. And so like clean food.
Right.
She's really into that. And she wants to be able to use this business to go to other countries and go to like Africa and see, how they prepare, their food there, so that she can get tips of how she can do that back here. And so, she's incorporating this business with something that she's already passionate about. And that's what you can do with this business. It's not just, the business is always just, travel and, definitely sharing this business with so many people. That is being able to help families. That's huge. Being able to help families. And in order for us to do that, we share the information so they can have the same benefits that we have. But she's also you're taking it to another level.
Right.
So you can take it to a whole nother level, and still you're helping with your other passion along with this passion is helping you to get to what you need, that information to be able to incorporate everything together, which is amazing. I love that. And I love what you're doing, Lisa.
Thank you. I am having a blast. I can honestly say it's been pretty great.
Yeah, I can tell you're smiling the whole time.
I know, right? Like you're here.
Jelly, it's funny that you mentioned sharing the business, because we do have an upcoming opportunity for the business to be shared with others. If they're in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or Delaware area, we're going to be in Cherry Hill, New Jersey this Saturday. So if anyone is interested in coming to learn more about the business, they can reach out to Epic Women United and put their information or say they're interested, and we can get that information to them.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Leslie. Lord. Linda was supposed to be joining us this evening, so hopefully Linda will be on a future segment. But Leslie, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the whole point. We can get the information out either to you directly, just reach out to anyone here on this segment, and we can definitely follow through with you. We can get your information within a matter of minutes, as well as there are different meetings that occur that we can get situated very quickly. And so the one that you said is this weekend in New Jersey, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
It's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Crown Plaza Hotel, but you will need to register online. So again, if you are interested in attending, please reach out to any one of us and we can get that information to you ASAP.
And anyone who wants to remain virtual, you can reach out to us. We can set up the private webinars so you can join virtually. You know, there's so many ways to learn about this opportunity. The whole point is don't let it pass you by any further. I remember talking with a good friend earlier this week, and she was just sharing that her daughter was begging her to please go ahead and make some moves because she has so many talents. And so we were talking about how she could tie those talents into what she's doing now, but expand it further with the travel business. And so she said she was really on the verge of just do it. Just do it. And that's what he's saying. And especially when you got a 30-day money-back guarantee. That you can get in and you can start seeing how it all flows. And if for some reason it doesn't live up to your expectations, then you have an opportunity to get your money back. Right. But I can tell everyone, by show of hands, how many of you all wanted your money back after 30 days?
Sorry, did I laugh out loud?
I was a number one. My credit card was already out.
Right.
I knew. I'm a very much a numbers person. The numbers added up. Yeah. Period. The numbers made sense.
Right.
And so that was it for me.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, I mean, come on, when we break it down, and it always cracks me when someone says, well, how much does it cost? Literally what it costs is $2.15 a day.
Yeah.
So what we always say is less than a cup of coffee. And I was doing a live a little bit earlier, and I was telling people, I said, there's not one material item that I ever purchased that has brought me this much happiness.
Right.
And when I'm looking at what I'm paying for this is probably like a less than 1/100th. I mean, when you're looking at buying a new car or buying the house you think you want, but the designer purses, the designer clothes, none of it ever compares to what I'm spending with this business. Again, $2.15 a day. And like Shelly said, when you wake up with excitement because it's like, okay, what type of bookings I'm going to get involved today? Who else am I going to meet? Already have a fantastic team. The team is growing. But, I have not found a downside to this business yet.
Yep.
And who else are you going to help? That's the question I wake up like, okay, who am I going to help with that?
Right.
Who am I going
to? What I was going to say, you're helping them you're helping them change their lives. You're helping them support their families. You're helping them see the world. You're helping them fulfill a lifelong dream to take that vacation. Whatever it is, it's you're fulfilling some crazy, wonderful need for somebody and helping them along the way. And that really drives me a great deal. Like I'm sure it drives you guys too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone has dreams. Everyone has dreams. It's all about, taking the steps that's necessary for you to make those dreams come true.
Yeah.
If you don't take the first step, it's not going to happen. I mean, this business literally can make any of the dreams that you're thinking about come true, period.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and just think about, because a lot of what I get in this, and I even got messages over the weekend, but a lot of what I get is people are always commenting on you're always so happy. And some of the messages I received this week was like, I want your life. You can have it. Join us and you will have exactly what we have right now. So it's not just me saying how excited and how happy this business has made me. I've got 3 other business partners on here. And believe me, there's plenty of others. There were 2 that had other commitments this evening. One with helping new team members get the orientations done, and then one who just wasn't feeling well. So it crushed me. We'll be on. And eventually we're going to have the Brady Bunch panel up here where you all meet. Now was at the time, right?
I don't even know what that is anymore. I don't know.
But what you're seeing this evening is what we are exposed to every day. And, again, as I mentioned, Lisa and I have known each other for a while. Shelly and I a little over a year and a half, and Leslie and I several months. But I mean, you would think that we've known each other for years because those are the relationships that we've built because of this business.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I cannot wait for convention.
Oh my gosh, that's in August. Yes,
I cannot wait for convention. There are just so many business partners that I cannot wait to finally meet. We've been, on Zoom, for all of 2020, laughing and joking, and not just on Zoom, because I have been traveling too. Right. I've been to Mexico twice. I've been to Aruba. I had business partners with me on all of them. Let's see, one to Mexico, one to Aruba. No, one to Mexico. I had business partners that came with me there. And then I went to Las Vegas for my birthday in February and had 5 business partners join me there to celebrate my birthday. So we travel together, we travel together. We have a great time together, the ones that can get together. But the ones that I have not met yet, I cannot wait to meet at convention here in August.
It's going to be a good time.
Last year, we just pivoted to road trips. So it was me and my business partners out, team members out, doing finding all different types of new little gems throughout Maryland, DC, and Virginia, hitting the wineries that I didn't even know was in my backyard. And now this year, able to get out and travel. I mean, I went to Colorado, but I think that's one thing is that, now the plus to the pandemic was being able to see more of what's in your own backyard locally, as well as domestic, because I hit Colorado a couple times. I was supposed to be doing Vegas with you.
I know. You could have come.
It is not going to be the same when we get to travel together, okay?
I know. I cannot wait. It's coming.
Right? It's coming. It's definitely coming. I think we're doing New Orleans together in a couple of months.
Yeah, in June. Okay. Yep.
And I got Florida coming up. So now, and that's the other thing. When you become a travel business owner, you look at the world differently. Yeah. Because now I'm going to Florida. I've been to Orlando a number of times, but now I'm like, I'm excited about Disney World. I'm a Disney specialist. I can't wait to go to Clearwater or St. Petersburg.
Yeah,
I
my
can't
whole
wait
year.
to tell Mickey and Minnie that I'm a Disney specialist.
Yeah.
You're hilarious. Love it.
So I'm sorry, what were you saying, Leslie?
No, I agree with you. I can't wait to get to Disney and say I am a Disney specialist.
I know, I'm going to
Let-
Disney too.
Okay.
Everybody's going to Disney this year.
Right. I have to get me a T-shirt that says I'm a Disney specialist.
Yes. Have one made.
I am.
Put
You
it
know?
on, get the hat with the ears and like just
With
put it
the
across the
ears,
front. So it's like you just put it across there. That'd be awesome.
Y'all already know the wheels are turning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, you all know we can chat forever when we get together. But one thing I have to honestly say, the name of the title of this show is Epic Women Uniting. And I feel like we've got some serious epic women here tonight.
Thank
I'll be
you.
quiet.
Thank you.
Thank
Back at you.
Thank
you.
you.
Great.
We agree.
Okay.
Right?
So I'm going to put it out there in the universe since I have everyone, so the entire world is watching. Y'all are coming back again, right?
Yes.
I'll be here.
So again, if you're watching, please like, comment, share our lives. Feel free to subscribe so you can also, if you're on YouTube, subscribe so you can get the notifications when we come live. We are looking at definitely providing more segments more frequently, but at the same point, feel free to let us know what type of content you're looking for so we can most definitely deliver on your preferences. But as we said, come join us. Now is the time. No more excuses.
Right.
Just do it. Take the leap and join us. Okay. So anyone that you know that's part of this panel, reach out to them. Let them know that you are ready to make it happen and get the information you need to have, and you can be part of this team before the night is over with.
Exactly.
And better yet, you can be part of this panel the next time we come back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you all so very much for joining me this evening. It was an honor to have each and every one of you part of tonight's segment.
Thank you, Michelle, Lisa, and Shelley.
Okay.
Yes, Leslie and Lisa.
Okay.
So this is how
we're about to do the Walton sign off.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Until
night.
Good night, everyone.
soon. Good night.
Good night.